Hi there, this is Chris, Chap and the Cat Motor Legends. Today I'm going to talk about a new 2206 helmet from Shark. It is called the Shark Spartan GT Pro. The helmet manufacturers will not be able to make helmets to the current, in other words, the 2205 standard for that much longer. In fact, I think the cut-off point is about the middle of this year. So over the next 6 months or so, we're going to see lots of helmets being relaunched to the new standard. Now, the new standard makes much more rigorous demands of a helmet manufacturer in terms of a helmet's ability to receive an impact and generally to protect the rider. Helmets that can't meet the new standard will simply disappear from the shelves. Some helmets, however, from manufacturers like Shoei and Arai will pass through the new test without any changes whatsoever. But the majority of helmets, I feel, will reappear on the market with almost imperceptible changes to the EPS or the shell. The new Spartan GT Pro is an example of the latter. It's basically the same helmet as the old Spartan GT that it replaces, but the shell is taken from the company's Spartan carbon model. Now, carbon helmets are not more protective than composite ones, but carbon is a stronger material. So we can suggest with a degree of confidence that Shark used the carbon shell because the old helmet, in other words the Spartan GT, didn't perform well enough under what's known as the shell rigidity test. And that's a test where they basically crush the shell to make sure that it doesn't crack. Out of interest, the only way to differentiate the new helmet, the Spartan GT Pro, from the old one is this red anodized bolt here. The helmet is using obviously the new carbon shell, so the question might be, is it any lighter? The answer is very marginally. In fact, no more than a bag of jelly tots. The Shark Spartan GT Pro, in other words, this helmet, like its predecessor, the Shark Spartan, is a sport touring helmet. And it represents, I suppose, Shark's attempt to take on the venerable Shoei GT Air. And of course, we understand why Shark would want to do this. The GT Air sits as the benchmark in this category. But in terms of features and amenities, the Shark has everything and does everything that the Shoei has and does. So, for example, you've got multi-port venting with a vent here on the chin and another one on the brow. You've got a grade 1 quality optical visor. You've got a chin curtain to keep the oncoming air out. You've got a breath guard to direct air down out of the helmet. It comes with a Pinlock 120 and so on. In some areas, we'd actually suggest that the Shark is better than the Shoei. So, for example, the détente mechanism with the visor is the détente mechanism that actually holds the visor in place. We think it's the best we've ever come across. Wherever you put the visor, it's going to stay there. And it means that you don't need a crack position. You just put the helmet there or you put the visor there and it sticks there. Anyway, the GTA doesn't even have a crack position. The mechanism for removing the visor is also really quick and easy to use. We also like the attempts that Shark has made to make the helmet quieter by having a tighter, elasticated neck roll. It's going to make the helmet a little bit harder to get in of and out of for some people, but we very much appreciate the intent. There was never anything wrong with the old Spartan GT, although we were and probably still are fans of the somewhat less expensive Spartan RS model because at £300 it offers such great value for money for those who might gulp at the notion of £500 for the Shoei option. But in the margin, it has to be acknowledged that the Shark is still no GT Air. Something might look like a duck, it might swim like a duck, it might even quack like a duck, but that does not necessarily mean, that it is a duck. The Shoei feels more solid and well put together. The Shark comes in a suboptimal 2 shell sizes. The Shoei comes in 3. And whilst we can change the cheek pads in the Shark for a partial custom fit, we can't do anything about the headliner. So we have a far better chance of getting a perfect fit with the Shoei. The Shoei also comes with a state-of-the-art integrated comms facility by Sena. You can fit a comm system into the Shark. In fact, Shark recommend one, but it doesn't fit seamlessly. And the Shark system is powered by Midlands, which means that you probably won't be able to talk to many other people because almost nobody uses that particular system. So where do we get to on the Shark Spartan GT Pro? When we're classifying helmets, it's not always clear whether Shark sits at the lower end of the premium sector or at the top end of the mid-market sector. The company produces some very inexpensive, very ordinary polycarbonate helmets, in other words, plastic helmets. But they also produce some high-end helmets, such as those worn by MotoGP riders. So Shark is definitely a player. They are a maker of proper helmets. As we've said, in the margin, the GT Pro is not a GT Air, yet it is priced very similarly. In white, the Shoei GT Air is just £50 more expensive than the GT Pro. At this end of the market, £50 is not normally a deciding factor, and that differential, that small differential, kind of makes the Shoei look attractive. There are other considerations, however. The Shark right now is 2206 compliant, the Shoei isn't. Now, presumably there is a new GT Air on its way. That will be called the GT Air 3, we are sure, and that will be 2206. But right now, we've got no idea when that's coming. Now, nobody would ever question the safety of a Shoei helmet or its protective qualities, but if you're someone who wants to tick a box, you want to buy a helmet that is 2206, if you want to do that now, then you've got to go for the Shark. Now, the other reason that you might go for the Shark is down to fit. The Shoei fit is quite oval, the Shark is much rounder. So for some people, the Shark will just be the better choice because of their head shape. So ultimately, the fit of a helmet is the most important thing. The only way that you can resolve which is best for you is to try them both on. Now you can do that anywhere, but if you come to Motor Legends, we'll custom fit both for you. We'll change the cheek pads in this as necessary. We'll change the headline and the cheek pads in a GT Air, and that will put you in a better position to decide really which helmet works for you. If you'd like to see more Shark helmets, more sport touring helmets, or just more helmets, visit motorlegends.com. If you want to learn more about the Spartan GT Pro, then if you click on one of the links on the screen, sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there, that will take you to a dedicated page on the website. There you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail, you can check availability, and obviously you can buy the helmet there and then if that's what you wish to do. When you buy from us, we try to make the process simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protective wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. Now, we have the best price promise in the business. John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise, but we go one stage better. If you can find anybody selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. Now, there are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. Nothing particularly onerous, but if you are going to price beat us, I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. If in the future you'd like to receive bulletins from us about new product launches, then again go to the website. At the top of every page, there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there, within seconds you'll be in business. In future you will receive our email bulletins. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we'd be simply delighted if you want to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Finally, I'd like to make mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We're based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. And as I've suggested, the shop is small, it's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £4 million worth of motorcycle gear arranged over 3 floors. And technically that makes this the second largest motorcycle shop in the UK. But we think that we are far more than just the amount of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come and see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you a proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. Talk to you soon.